Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj, and I have started a new series in my YouTube channel that is named as GenZ JavaScript. So, in this series, we will be learning ReactJS, Angular, and JavaScript. All the important concepts we will be learning here. And I am a full stack developer with having 10 plus year of experience under my belt. And guys, please subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified for all the upcoming videos. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So today we'll be understanding Redux in React.js. So previously I uploaded video where I was showing Redux toolkit with Redux uh, and like Redux toolkit with React and using the Redux the Saga middleware, right? But now in this video I have kept it simple because various old code that we have seen, the existing code that we have, they don't use toolkit. They use Redux, right, as a state management and just a middleware, Redux Saga. So in order to understand the code where uh, your code is using the Redux for state management and only the middleware also it is using and not using the toolkit. So if you want to understand toolkit, you can refer to my previous video. If you want to understand plain Redux Saga with Redux as a state management, then you can see this video, right? So in this video, I'll be first showing you quickly the code. So in this code, if you go to the first, I would say you would go to app.js. So here first I've made with the help of Gemini. Thank you very much, Gemini. Gemini is really great. uh, I think we should use more and more Gemini. People are using ChatGPT and other, but I find Gemini very good, very helpful. So I have previously created a sample code for GET request. Then later on I updated it and also added post request to it because I remember when I was learning, when I was at the beginning of my career. At that time, I used to see get as a very simple. Then I used to see post as a little complex. So I thought of an example where the code is using get and post. And I must say that if this AI would have been, in my time where I used to learn coding in 2000, 17, 18, at that time when I was a beginner. So uh, I don't know how I would say it had been a drastic change in my learning itself because see here it can make us understand line by line. It was very hard to ask our seniors, again and again previously, and who might know that there can be a situation where our senior also does not know each line or uh, we hesitate to ask line by line code. So there can be various situations, but with AI you can ask multiple times. AI is a boon, really a boon for us. It is a dream and very nice. Previously we used to refer to Stack Overflow. I don't know, now it is lost. Now I think from last couple of years I did not see Stack Overflow. So how quickly AI has AI has come, how quickly AI has come in our life, in a developer life as a software engineer. This Stack Overflow would have been uh, a great asset for us at that time. Whenever we were stuck, we used to refer to Stack Overflow. The developers, the engineers, those who are watching this video, the experienced developer, they might understand what I'm saying. So Stack Overflow was really best, I can say, best tool at the time, best software at the time, where we can see the earlier code people used to answer over there. We can post questions. Many of the solutions are already present there. We just have to search. But now AI is really generating at the real time. At real time, you have to post, you have to write the query, and it tries to help you. Really great. So without wasting much of the time, let me show you this code. So this is React. We are using use effect. If you are familiar with React.js, we know use effect. Use effect runs when you this when your page gets, what we say, mounted, or when your page gets loaded. So this is a dependency, and as per this dependency chain, this gets triggered, whatever it is. If this is a blank, if this is empty, then only one time it will trigger on the page load, right? So here we are dispatching this, right? As soon as the page loads, that's why we are having this user data, right? So as soon as this page is loading, we will see some user data, and then if you want to add more, then you can click on this add user. So what add user will do, it will send this payload as a new user. So this payload it will send, and that's how in list you will see every time new developer is getting added. We'll try to see with the dev tools, not to worry. So, and also I will tell you how I have done with Gemini, so you don't have to worry. You just have to refer to Gemini in case you want to understand more. You want to add up more to this project, to this code. So Gemini is there. So let me tell you, when I click on add user or when it dispatches. So what is the next step? So next step is our saga. It is listing. See, this is a watcher saga. So this watcher saga is already activated. You can see here in store saga.run. So this has run our user saga whenever our project is loaded. Our user saga is this. So this is our user saga. So these functions takeLatest. TakeEvery means every time you will click on this or every time this request will come, it will fire at that time, right? takeLatest means if you quickly click on some buttons two three times, so it will cancel the previous request and latest one it will take up. So yeah, so whenever we click there, right, in our app.js, if we are dispatching or if we are clicking on this add user on the page load, if it this is getting dispatched, this action, right, and this action is getting dispatched when we are clicking on add user. So this is getting dispatched, this action, add user request with this payload. So what is happening whenever these actions are getting dispatched? So here, when fetch user request is getting dispatched, this will be called. When add user request is getting dispatched, this will be called. So these are the workers. These workers are written here. So what is defined under this worker? Whenever add user will be called, so this post request will be made, and with this post request, we are passing headers, body, and this you must be knowing as a developer. You should know all these things. And in body, we are passing this payload, right? And in this payload, that's how like it is updating our store. And here also in fetch user request, we are calling this API, you know the users API, and this API is getting us some data, and then we are converting it to JSON format, and that's how we are updating our store. So in order to update our store, we are using fetch user success. So what fetch user success will do, it will upload with this data. What is this data? This data is coming from the API. And where is our store? This is our store. So this is our store. And how it is getting updated in reducer, if you will see, where is the reducer? In reducer, see. So in order to update, what we have done, we have called this fetch user success or fetch user or add user success. So success type we are calling, right? So success type is defined here. See, this is the action types. So it watches, okay, which action type is called. So we will see success. This is add user success. This is fetch user success. What it is doing, it is not mutating, right? So it is not changing the data. It is creating a new reference. A new data is getting, see, a new object is getting created. So you must be knowing the difference between like directly mutating and this and creating the new object. Whenever the new object is getting prepared, it means you have a new reference for it. Otherwise, in the same reference, it gets updated, and that's where the problem comes when your application is not getting rendered with the new data, because it treats as if nothing has changed, because it is having the same reference. But with this, we are creating a brand new object, right? And not changing the previous one. We are creating a brand new object, which is then having the new reference, and that's our application is getting rendered with the new data. That's it, guys. So this is all what we have. And so these are functions. If fail, so it will do like this: action dot payload. Here it will do loading false and all these. So what are these? user. This is a user data which is getting updated. Whatever our API is returning, it is getting added here. Loading loading is false, but whenever API is called at that time, for that time of second, the pending, the time the API bringing data at that time, it will show true, and that's how uh, an error it will show null. So let me tell you how loading works. This is simple. Now in your app.js you will see loading. So this is the loading. It is receiving from the store. So for that few seconds, or milliseconds or seconds, you will see this loading whenever this loading state is true. And as soon as you gets data, we are doing it false, and that's how it is getting vanished. You are not seeing this, and you are seeing the latest data. Let me show you quickly in the screen. So this is add user. As soon as I will click on add user, you will see loading. And as soon as the new data is getting created, loading will vanish. Say loading, and then it has gone. Why? Because new data has come up. Let's inspect it. Let's see what is happening in the dev tools. So I love this dev tools because with DevTools, everything is clear what we are doing. See, as soon as I click on this add user request, a new post request is getting fired. See, in headers, you will see this is a post kind of request, and this is the URL which is getting hit 200 one means it is created, and this is a payload that we have sent dev at the school .com and new developer. So that's how new developer is getting added, and in response, this is the response new developer, right? So this is getting added. That's how this is getting added to the existing list. And so what it is doing in your reducer, if you go, see, return triple this with ES6 concept with spread operator. It is adding to that this existing object, right? With this spread syntax. And so this is all in code. Let me take you to Gemini quickly, and here you will be able to understand. So I told it to create this post and get request code. So it has created. So I was just monitoring. It is correct or wrong. When I was pasting the code, I was quickly fixing up. So most of the things has been done by Gemini, and I was just monitoring if there is some syntax errors or the package errors or the file renaming, all those things that I was just checking up, and rest it has done a very nice job. So I told it to please make me understand line by line. So yes. So because I've told it, because I'm an Angular developer, and I'm experienced Angular developer with around 7 8 years of experience in Angular, and from last couple of years I'm working with React. This all I have told to this Gemini. That's why it is taking a reference of Angular background. And now what it is telling, see, when you click on add user, you execute this dispatch. So this is getting dispatched, right? And so this is calling this, the dispatch is getting this action is getting dispatched, right? And watcher saga, I told you watcher saga, it is watching which action is getting dispatched. So this action has got dispatched. So it pauses the execution and wait for the specific string to pass through the Redux pipeline. And see, let me tell you what it is saying. Where is our saga? So Saga, in my previous videos, I have explained you what is Saga. So in Saga, basically we are using this generator functions. So this is only a thing which you will see a unique like function with asterisk sign. Rest you will be getting familiar very soon. This asterisk sign represent this is not a simple function. This is generator function. So what is generator function? You can see how generator function has come up in JavaScript. So generator function, in the generator function, with an asterisk, this is how you can recognize it. And inside generator function, you can use this yield. If you have used async and await, so like this, if you are using function generator function, so this looks like it is a synchronous code, but this is asynchronously working. So what yield will do, it will pause at this time until unless this request has been fulfilled. As soon as this API request is fulfilled, it will go to the next line. So this is how yield is working. making this asynchronous. Uh, but it is looking like a synchronous. So this is what it is trying to explain. The user Saga generator function is running in the background. It hits a line yield, take latest. Uh, what it does, it pauses the execution and wait for the specific string add user request to pass through the Redux pipeline. And the latest logic, if you click three times this, right, take latest will do like this. And the side effects, these are the worker. Once the watcher sees the action, it will call up this, and that's how this yield call and everything is happening, which is written inside the worker function. And the state updater, so what reducer is a pure function. It has been sitting there waiting for an action to get recognized. So what it is doing, it is updating the state, updating the state, and this loading is false, and user data is updating like this. Um, state dot users, the new data and the existing data. So with the spread operator, new is getting the immutability. Immutability means it does not change the old state. It creates a brand new object with this spread operator and a brand new array like this. And it is creating a brand new object and a brand new array with the help of spread operators. In React, this change in object reference, see, this is a very important line. In React, this changes the object reference is what tells UI to re-render. So whenever object reference is changed, the UI gets re-rendered. The UI update. Back in app.js, your useSelector hook is watching the store. As soon as the reducer returns the new object, the useSelector notices the change. It triggers the render. And this useSelector is, this useSelector is the guy you can think of as use state. Whenever some state changes, the UI re-renders in React. If you create a simple variable in React, don't think why the new data is not getting rendered, because in React you need to change the state if you want to re-render the page automatically. So that's why this use selector is helpful here. So as soon as reducer returns a new data, new state object, the use selector notices the change. It triggers a re-render for the component. Your list is now showing the new user. Summary of the video. Action watcher. So action is getting dispatched as soon as we click on this button. Watcher function is watching which action type is coming, like whichever action type you have clicked, or there are two here, right? One is get, one is post.